There's a lot of great tools in the Fantom-G that can help you do things like play chords or play one-finger melodic phrases or patterns without needing any sort of special musical training or background. These are really great tools to also help you when you're using the song recorder to put together your tracks. And one of the tools that we'll explore in this video is the Fantom-G's chord memory function. And chord memory is really cool because it enables you to play one-finger chords like this. And you can also program the velocity pads on the Fantom-G to be able to trigger different chord types, like this. So again, this is a really cool function to be able to add complex harmonic structures to your songs. So what we'll do is we'll explore how to set up and use a chord memory function, and then also how to use it in the song recorder and track it and turn it into a phrase. And the way we set up the chord memory is we first go to the Fantom-G's studio mode. So if you're using the USB connected mouse, go to the shortcut menu, click Studio Play, and select. And then, similar to selecting a patch, we want to go to a part in our studio mixer, and we want to, first of all, assign a sound that we want to use. And we'll select a sound. And in the case of this example, I want to use a string patch, like this. And click F8 to select. So now we have that sound assigned to part number 1. Now to activate the chord memory function, we'll click on F6 and we'll flip the mixer. And on part number 1, what we want to make sure is selected is this switch right here, arpeggio part, and make sure that that's turned on. And next, let's open up the chord memory function. Press and hold down Shift, then press chord memory. And if we turn our dial or use our mouse, we can select a different chord structure. There's also a roll function that's part of chord memory. When you click on F1 rolled chord and turn the function on, then you can roll a chord based on how loud or soft you play the keyboard. Rolled chord type and turn the dial, and you can select different ways that the roll function will behave. One of the coolest methods is to choose alternate. You can also assign the chord memory function to the Fantom-G's dynamic pads and use the pads to change the chord form. To do that, press pad mode and select chord memory and press F8 select. Next, press pad setting. Click on pad setting, and to assign different chord forms to each of the 16 pads, simply select on the pad, right click, and then a drop down list will appear, and choose a chord type and press F8 select. Go to the next pad, right click, choose the next chord type, and click on F8 select. Choose the next pad, right click, find the next chord structure you want, and then click on F8 select, and so forth. If you want to find a minor chord, let's say, there's more chords in the list, and you can get to more chords by simply using the scroll bar, or if you have a USB mouse with a scroll dial in the middle, you can use that and scroll further in the list. Here's a minor chord, I'll choose that, right click to assign to the pad. And again, I can continue doing that and assigning different chords. Right, select, and either right click or press F8 select to assign. Once you've set up your pads with the different chord forms that you want to use, make sure you save that setup, so you can recall it every time you come back to the Fantom-G. So to save your chord memory list, press F7 right, and then name your list. And press F8 OK, and write. And now let's use the chord memory function to lay down a phrase in the Fantom-G's song recorder. Let's click on the shortcut menu. We'll choose the song play menu, click on F8 select, and let's choose an empty track. Click on record and play, and let's go. And we'll play that back. And here's our phrase.